1140 The Fan. Talkin Money. Talkin Money.
Let's rejoin your host, Jeff Tarbell, and Talkin Money.
Right. The all-new hour number 2. Same stuff, just spread out over a longer period of time. Then we have to go to the BSS. We had to actually ask to our BS. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140, or you can text us at 44-1140. Had a lot of calls in the first hour. This is not the gambling show. We'll not be giving you any betting advice. Give you a little TARP advice if you want. And I've got, did you see this? The FBI released the files on Steve Jobs.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so they, I guess after you pass away, they keep a little file on maybe everybody who's poignant in the world, including Martin Luther King, Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson. Steve Jobs, this is out of his FBI file. Several individuals commented concerning past drug use of Mr. Jobs. Several individuals questioned his honesty. He will twist the truth and distort reality in order to achieve his goals. His moral character is suspect, and he could succeed in any political position. And so,
is that my file?
This is exactly the layout for a good politician. He's a former drug user who could lie his way through the room, and he would be a great politician. Would you like to run for Congress or senators? Anyway, we'll get back to that was the file on Steve Jobs. I don't know if that's true or not, but the FBI says it is, therefore it must be. Hey, Tim, welcome to Talkin Money. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. What's happening?
I just had a couple questions about the HARP 2 program that's coming up.
Okay.
I know that we qualify because we've got a Fannie Mae loan, and we so far what we've heard, I think it might help us. But now we're starting to hear from a couple of brokers my wife's been talking to about the fees that might be associated with it.
Okay.
And I'm starting to wonder now if it's worth us even trying to do it. Our loan's at 5 3/4 right now, and
what's your balance approximately?
It's $355.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be worth it for you to do that. And what's the house worth? Do you think?
About $250.
Okay, so there's HARP 1, there's HARP 2, there's HARP proposed 2.5. There's the bailouts, there's the settlements, there's the homeowner relief, there's the $2.5 billion agreement, there is the streamline, and there is a bottle of tequila, so we can sit down and figure all this out. So it
gets a little confusing.
Yeah.
Try to keep up with it.
Well, what you have to first try to do is separate what is political fiction or political wind versus what is reality. Now, HARP and HARP 2 are... Well, HARP is a reality. So if you have a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac loan and you're only upside down, maybe to the effect of about 100 to 105% of the value, you can do something right now. And I guess I raised my eye, Tim, when you said someone cautioned about the fees. The fees are whatever you want the fees to be.
Right.
Okay, so you can come to me and say, I want the lowest possible rate on the face of the earth, and I'm willing to pay a fortune to get it. And with a big loan like yours, you can come to me and say, I want a rate and I don't want to pay a dime. And I can find you both. So it's all a function of the rate. But you could certainly, if you're at 5 3/4, you probably could get down to 4.1 and maybe not pay anything. You need to wait for HARP 2. And HARP 2 is the phase that's coming out theoretically March 16th, when Fannie Mae rewrites all of their code on their program, and they will allow, in most cases, the appraised value to be waived, and that's what you need because you're more than 105% upside down.
Right.
But for someone who hasn't even seen the program, has no idea what the pricing is going to be, to tell you they'd be worried about the fees, doesn't know what the hell they're talking about because they're not out yet.
Okay, because I know the one fellow my wife's been talking to, he said that he's hearing that we'll have to pay 3/4 of a point if we're more than 125% underwater. And so then, it gets to the point where whether it's going to be worth it to do it or not.
Yeah, well,
and even if they'll roll the fees into the loan when it's done.
I think they will. I mean, they do now.
Right.
The only time you run into a challenge with rolling the fees into the loan is if you have a second mortgage, and this goes for any of you. if you've got a second lender out there and you're upside down, you're going to have to basically go hat in hand and ask the second lender to please approve you doing a refinance of your first mortgage. And they'll probably do it when they get around to it. But you're going to have to show them a good reason, and yours would be a good one. You're going from 5 3/4 to 4 something or whatever, or you're going from a 30-year fix to a 20 or to a 15. But they're probably not going to allow you to bury a bunch of fees in there. So you put them being the second lender in a worse position, right? Because you owe $300 now, and now you owe $320. That puts them in a worse position. So you might have to be cognizant of either writing a check for the fees or doing a no-fee loan or something in between. But this is what I've been doing, Tim, and you do whatever you want to do. I've been collecting names and email addresses and very basic applications from people that are we know are going to qualify for HARP, putting you on a distribution list of just updates. And it's not my interpretation of what I think is going to happen. It is hard facts that come into me that I can turn right back around and forward out to you and everybody else, and to give you an idea of what's going to happen. Because, hey, you're right. If they're going to bury a whole bunch of super high costs, then don't do it. But it doesn't cost you anything to at least get the information and get in line. I just saw something today that Bank of America Retail has told their clients they won't even put you in line, according to this email, for 90 days, and it'll take 90 days to get back to you. So it's about 180 days to get some of the big banks to respond to you. I'll respond to you in about the same hour. So you do whatever you want to do, but if you want information, I'm more than happy to put you on that list. You can just email me your contact at jeff@jefftarbell.com.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely do that.
All right.
Because, luckily, we don't have the second loan to worry about. I mean, we were one of the ones that, we put 20% down on our $500,000 house.
Yep.
And
yeah, so
we are.
You're going to come out. You're going to come out ahead, Tim. It may not be in the next 15 days, but you're going to come out ahead. You're going to find something. There'll be some middle ground in there that works good for you. You'll save some money. You'll be just fine. But you just got to get in line and get and be standing there ready to go when the rules come out.
Okay. Well,
All right.
I'll shoot you an email.
Yep. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Uh-huh.